Why I stopped running drugs, allegedly true story. Why I stopped being a drug mule, alleged true story. In the summer of '88, my best friend Zachary and I had been making a living smuggling drugs. We had all sorts of maps to get from point A to point B using back roads away from civilization, police scanners, cars equipped with nitrous oxide injector systems, and backup plans for backup plans. It was fun, exciting, and extremely profitable. Perfect for two early 20s idiots like us. That summer we attempted a run on what felt like the hottest week in the nation's history. On the first day we noticed a vehicle that may have been tailing us. We kept seeing what appeared to be the exact same green Subaru with 2 occupants. When we stopped to get gas and a bite to eat, we informed our supply guy of it and mapped out a new route and had him check to see if anyone else knew our previously planned route. On the second day Zach took over driving and it was largely uneventful day. When we stopped in the evening to gas up and use the restroom, a car pulled up to the pump in front of us. One man got out of the passenger seat and seemed to be reading how to operate the pump. I took my eyes off the vehicle when I finished filling up so I could put the pump back and close the gas cap, and found the man from the car ahead of us right next to me with a gun to my gut. He told me to get in the back. As I did, I found another man already getting in on the driver's side with a gun on Zach, which has switched to aiming at me once he was seated. The man in the back with me pistol whipped me a few times for putting on my seatbelt and made it clear I was to sit still and not talk or even move. The first man rode shotgun, aiming his gun on Zach now. As we pulled away, the other vehicle took off in the other direction. They gave us directions and got violent anytime we tried to communicate with them. We knew when we got to the second location we would be dead, so Zach initiated a backup plan we had prepared for and floored it on a straightaway and screamed, "Belt! Belt!" I reached up to undo the man in front of me's belt, but he had never put it on. The man besides me started beating me and leaning into me to get control of me. The whole world shook and spun as Zach wrapped the front of the car around a tree. When I got my bearings, I found myself alone in the back. The man that I had been struggling with was now twitching, partially ejected through the windshield. I got out and saw how bad of shape the man was in and heard a deep bellowing, burping-like sound coming from him. I eventually found the guy that had been riding shotgun on the ground motionless about a car's length away. I stumbled around to the driver's seat and found Zach catatonic with his leg crushed where the tree collapsed in the car. It took a while, but I was able to free him. I loaded him up with supply, grabbed the rest myself, and shouldered him away from the scene. I stayed off the roads and avoided any houses or cabins that showed any recent signs of life. Eventually I found a lone empty house in the woods. I readied my gun and went in alone. I went room to room making sure nobody was inside, and then brought Zach and the supply in. We contacted the supply guy and arranged for help to come to us. Hours later some men showed up, took the supply, separated us, and drove us to an unknown location. There a few old mobster acting dudes thanked us for the job and asked us a bunch of questions. I thought for sure they would kill us for botching a job so bad, but they paid us in full and threatened us to stay out of the state the incident occurred. Then they dropped us off in an urban area where we had friends pick us up. I never found out who else was in that vehicle and always feared a retaliation from them. I have also worried about our former employers deciding to clean up any loose ends connected to the incident. That job cost me my ability to feel safe for decades, and I still have nightmares of it to this day. I don't even drive anymore since that incident. Good for you. God gave you a chance to clean up your act. Not everyone gets that chance, so don't tempt your higher power, whatever you believe that to be. Wow, living la vida loca.